The problems of doing an unscripted video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video, the first video of 2024, well, 2024 has started and 2023 has ended. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to recap last year and talk about some of the things that have happened last year, both from, in regards to the channel, both on camera and behind the scenes. And then we'll talk about 2024 and some of the changes that might be going on to the channel, both minor and, well, I don't want to say major because that's kind of gives the wrong impression, but yeah, they're going to be a little bit higher than minor. So yeah, let's just recap the fun times that was 2023, and then yeah, talk about what's going to happen in this year. So let's just get started. So yeah, 2023. Wow, that was an amazing year for the channel. I'll be blunt. It was a great year for the channel in terms of growth. And I've said before in previous videos, I don't usually pay attention to analytics. I mean, yeah, I get notifications of I get subscribers or comments or replies to comments on other YouTube videos. I see that kind of stuff, but I don't really pick up my phone and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't get this many views on a video I posted. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I didn't get this many subs in a month. I really don't pay attention to that kind of stuff too closely. It is kind of, I do check once in a while, be like, okay, well, this video got so many views, but this one got way less, or this one got way more. I mean, yeah, that kind of analytics I check on, but I don't check it every 5 minutes or every day. It's just, I do check it once in a while though. And I went to the analytics, what was it, December 31st basically, and I clicked the last 365 days, and throughout the entirety of last year I gained 340 subscribers. And honestly, I was actually kind of blown away by that, that I had gained that many viewers and subscribers throughout 2023. I'll be honest that my channel was growing extremely quick last year. I hit several milestones. I hit 46, which is kind of a little cutesy milestone because, 46, retro nerd, figured 46 PC because it'd be funny. And then I shortly hit 500, which is the halfway point to it being a real channel. Because, at 1,000 subs and I don't know how many watch hours, I didn't pay attention. But yeah, 1,000 subs means eligible for monetization and that kind of stuff. So it's I was halfway there. Then I quickly hit 600, and then I quickly hit 700, and then I'm not gonna lie, when I was actually expecting, and not like oh my god, I'm disappointed expecting, but more I was watching the subscriber count kind of go up every once in a while. I got notifications, and I was like, am I gonna hit the 1,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year and get kind of overwhelmed with it? Because I did promise for the 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing 2 videos for that actually. Kind of a Q&A live stream where, I don't know how I'm going to do it, maybe half hour, an hour. Basically answer any questions that anybody wants to ask, within reason, obviously. And then the second video is it's kind of a surprise video, so I'm not going to say too much on it, but I am going to be finding a junk motherboard and doing some cool artsy crafty thing with it. But yeah, anyway, I was actually seeing the numbers go up, the subscriber number count go up, and I was like, am I going to hit 1,000 and not be ready and prepared for a live stream of any kind? And honestly, even though I have nearly 800, I'm still not ready for that. to be honest, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to, because I'll have to take time off of work for that, or do it on a weekend where my kid's gonna be at one of the grandparents. But that's future me problems that future me is gonna have to deal with, obviously, honestly. But yeah, I was actually, when I saw that I didn't hit 1,000, I was almost a little relieved, because I was like, oh, end of the year, holidays, there's been no way I would have been able to get that done. So I am a little relieved by that point, I'll be honest. Yeah, that was actually pretty that's actually a pretty weird, unique feeling, seeing the channel grow that fast and gain that many subscribers within that short amount of time. It's a really neat feeling that a small hobby channel that I'm doing in my off time, because that's all this is. This is off time hobby stuff. I'm not doing this with the intention of getting monetization and receiving ad revenue. and having it be a second source of income. I mean, obviously it's going to happen at, at some point. I'll have to start thinking about that kind of stuff, and start treating this as like a second job. But at the moment, it's just a small time hobby channel. So to see that that many people subscribe, that helps the channel grow, and that they also like the content that much that they want to stay on top of me uploading content. That is actually, it's an amazing feeling. It really is. And yeah, I'm actually blown away by it. So seriously, thank you to everyone who's watched my video so far, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to say that again towards the end of the video, but I'll say it now. That way it makes me feel a little better. Also, last year I started it off with reviewing a bootleg cartridge, which is actually a lot of fun. I've been playing that off and on my DS. Obviously, there's some games in there that are a little off to play on a DS, but it's actually pretty fun. Then from there, I restored one of the IBM Trios that I teased in 2022. I did the IBM PC AT, the 5170. Actually, I think I did that in, what was that, February, I think? I don't remember the exact date. And yeah, I only got one done last year. I'm kind of hoping to get at least one of the other ones restored and done this year. And I still have some upgrades and stuff to do to the PCAT, but that's, again, future stuff for this year. Went from that to doing a consistent thumbnail. For some stuff behind the scenes, I've been watching like Think Media and a couple others about, making a better YouTube channel that's more consistent and concise. And one of the tips was to have a consistent thumbnail design. And so I kind of looked up a few different websites, and I kind of liked the way Canva is. And I've been using that same template since I think March of last year, and I love the way that it's consistent. It's a kind of a darker blue color with a yellow ring and a picture. Consistent text. It's like when I go through my video content, I can see like a whole page of just consistency, and it actually makes it feel more like I'm not bashing anyone's videos though that don't have consistent thumbnails. I'm not bashing that at all. That's not why I click on certain videos, but it is kind of nice to see a consistent thumbnail on your own, content that you make, because it's kind of gives you that mental thing of like, this is starting to become a real, a real channel. It's not just something that you're posting once in a while. And again, I'm not creatively bashing anyone's content because I'm not all that creative, I'll be honest. That's kind of why I went with a preset template off Canva, because it adds to the consistency. So I'm going to keep doing it until I get too many comments that say no, go back to just creating your own pictures and have them all be different. But yeah, also I did a game room tour for the first time last year, which I think I'm going to do this year too. That's future stuff that we'll talk about. Yeah, I was actually always hesitant to do a game room tour because I am down in a basement area, and the basement is not the most well finished for a what I thought to be a game room tour. But and I guess I was going off of like a lot of the bigger YouTubers' game room tours, like Nintendo and AVGN and that kind of stuff. And then I kind of watched some other game room tours, like right before I posted that one, because I was still kind of on the fence about it. And I saw some game rooms that were actually really nice and compact and small, like mine. And it was in a little side room or something. And it was actually really cozy game rooms. And I realized hey, that's kind of mine. Mine's kind of a cozy, smaller game room. It's kind of off the side in the basement. I mean, yeah, the basement's never going to be perfect. There's still there's issues with the basement that, you kind of have to be hesitant to have stuff down here. But, for the most part, it's a neat game room. And I love doing that game room tour because I have a lot of fond memories of a lot of my games. So to not only show some of the things that mean a lot to me, but also games, that kind of show a little bit of my personality. I mean, obviously, I have some sports, like a lot of sports titles that I don't really care too much about. But yeah, I loved kind of doing the game room tour, and I've got some more stuff since then, so I can't wait to show that kind of stuff off. So once I get for the game room tour the next few months, so it's going to be really fun too. I also picked up some hardware I've been actually hoping to find, like that Amdex CGA monitor. I've been desperately trying to find a CGA monitor or some kind of CGA monitor for my Tandy TL2, which I power tested last year, I finally got to power test that. It's been sitting on my shelf for like 2 years collecting dust. Picked up a bunch of really neat stuff during retro thrift retro hunts and thrifts. I finally found an Atari 5200. That was actually something I was on my list of wants I wanted to get for the game room, just because the 5200, and I also want to find a 7800, but that's, you know, pricey. But the 5200 was another one of those 80s consoles that kind of has its iconic place in history, and I was kind of hoping to find one. So when I came across one for a stupidly amazingly good bargain, I had to jump on it, and there's actually it was actually a pretty funny story that I got with that. I also did some game reviews last year that I finally was able to get around to doing that. I got my capture PC fully working. I found my composite capture card, and I bought an HDMI capture card so I can do more game reviews and stuff this coming year, which I'll talk about here after a bit. Finally did a skit video because I actually did enjoy doing the Texas Instruments professional computer skit I did, where I wore my suit and kind of did like a little fake commercial thing with that. That was actually really fun, and I had a lot of fun doing the Halloween one I did last year with doing Dracula. That little opening skit thing was actually the most edit challenging video I've done last year. And then I got some other minor stuff off my list I wanted to do. I did a computer haul video that I picked up a bunch of computers and did a video on that. And then I finally got around to doing an unboxing of the NES, which was the last video I did last year, and that was actually, I think, one of the most on my list of things I wanted to get done last year. Was I wanted to do the unboxing video of that NES, because it's such a neat a neat thing to come across a in-box NES, especially one that just seemed to be hardly used. I mean, obviously it was used. I'm not trying to say it was museum quality. I'm not going to, blow smoke on that one. But and the story that is why I have it is actually really heartwarming, and that's probably why it's going to be something that's going to be in my collection for a while, is because of the heartwarming story I got with it, which I'll talk about in a different video when I do the NES inbox NES game unboxings. So yeah, a lot of stuff I got done last year that I've been really wanting to get done, and that I had a list of stuff I wanted to do last year. I didn't get everything done off my list I wanted to do last year. I also finally replaced my laptop last year, which you guys saw, which I did a video on. Tested a bunch of identical consoles to see if they were all working, which was the Ataris. I kind of want to do the same thing with my PS1s this year, because I have like 6 of the frickin' things that I need to test and see what works, because I do have some plans for modding at some point in the future, because obviously with 6 identical consoles, and if they all work, I mean, I might as well mod at least 1 or 2 of them, at some point. Oh, I even reviewed one of those bootleg consoles, that Data Frog SF 2000, which I need to do a follow-up on, because I did find a lot of little weird quirks with that thing. So yeah, last year, like I said, was an amazing year. A lot of stuff that I got done, that I had a list of stuff that got done. I'm really happy that I got done, and I was happy to make videos of, and that you all seem to really enjoy me making and posting them. So I can't wait to follow up on a lot of that stuff this next year. So yeah, and I also do want to talk about something that happened behind the scenes, a little bit behind the scenes, and also something that I did post a video on, and that was I opened a merch store on Teespring. In fact, I now think it's just called Spring. And I also opened up some social medias for the channel, which kind of, I guess, makes it feel a little bit more like a YouTube channel. And the merch thing, I want to be transparent with that. I'm not all that creative, which is why and I'm going to do the obligatory YouTuber thing here. If you haven't checked out my merch, please go check it out. I'll put links. I'll put a card up here, and I'll put links down in the comment. But anyway, yeah, I'm not really all that creative, which is why my merch is just really, really simple merch. It's just basic T-shirts with a DOS font of the channel name, Definitely Casual PCs. I do have a holiday Christmas themed one which is a wreath of a ram and a little bow and a red and green controller. That's actually going to go on through until the end of January here. And then I'm going to archive that merch. But yeah, the merch was it was something that I didn't really fully plan on doing. And I'm really not all that creative when it comes to stuff, which is why my channel logo is basically a picture of the IBM 5170 that I took basically right here before I restored it. I'm just not the most creative of persons. That's why I wanted a simple, a simple shirt design. And the reason why I even did the merch was I kind of figured that as the channel grows, it would be something that I could get a head start on before trying to, do that stuff later when I've changed, channel logos and if I change channel logos, get a new graphic design for the channel at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but just for example, anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to get. I kind of felt like if I got a merch thing going early on in the channel, it would make it a little bit easier to stay on top of the merch than it would be, waiting and waiting and waiting and then doing it later. So I don't know. I guess whether it's jumping the gun or not on it, being a small channel, it's a merch store. Plus the way the merch is set up, then that's kind of why I went through Teespring the way I did. I mean, I'm sure there's other companies that do the same thing, but I didn't want to have like a bunch of boxes of shirts in my basement, buy a vinyl cutter, custom make that stuff, and then custom make shirts and then send them out, because obviously, I live in it'd be down in the basement, so or musty smell, or then plus I have a dog, so dog hair, and plus I'd have all that upfront cost of the shirt, which I didn't want any of that. I just I thought it'd be a simple way, and I figured it'd be a simple way to get at least merch for the channel. Like I said, I wanted to do it early on instead of trying to squeeze and trying to find time later in the channel's life. So yeah, which is why like I said, I'm not very creative, so I did a real simple design on it. So it's simple merch. I kind of like it. So if you haven't checked it out, again, I'll do the obligatory YouTuber thing. Go check out the merch, and if you see something you like, go ahead and pick it up. And if you have any ideas for other merch ideas, like mouse pads or anything like that, I might do that at some point in the future. So yeah, and I do want to be transparent. I also did lower all the prices on all the Teespring merch. I think even the basic T-shirts that are kind of like this, it was marked at like $26.99 or something. So I dropped the prices down quite a bit on everything to what I feel is a more manageable and realistic price for a simple T-shirt, especially for a young, small YouTube channel to be. So yeah. And the social medias was actually another change I did for the channel last year. I kind of wanted to have kind of a small like social media network thing of sorts for the channel early on. Again, I wanted to get that early on, rather than trying to cram that stuff later. Because I'm really not used to posting on social media. In fact, my personal Facebook page is not all that exciting. It's actually pretty sparse. So I want to get more used to posting on social medias and stuff like that. That's why I started out small with Instagram and Facebook. That way there'd be at least a couple different medias to put out, channel updates, whether behind the scenes or video releases or anything like that. And that's also kind of why, yes, I do have a Threads. It's all these links are going to be down below, and that's also kind of why I have started a Twitch. Mainly, I did the Twitch so I could follow some other streamers, which even though I haven't followed anybody yet. But basically, after I started the Twitch to do that, I kind of realized, well, hey, wait, I could use Twitch once I figure out a schedule to stream. Anyway, I could use that to play a backlog of games that maybe I won't review, but I want to play or showcase or whatever, and that'd be a good way to do. Just play retro games. From the past, I don't know, 40 years, I guess. Because I have NES and 64, Super Nintendo. Realistically, I'm not going to be able to review all these games, but maybe play a game for an hour or so and see if it's any fun on stream. Kind of sounds pretty fun. So yeah, that's kind of the other reason why I also started a Twitch. But yeah, like I said, the social medias I started last year was mainly to same thing with the merch. Get that started kind of early on in the channel, rather than the channel gets bigger, and then it's like, oh wait, I should have maybe some people want merch, maybe some people want to follow me on different or follow the channel on different social medias. Cram. I didn't want to deal with that. So yeah, that's basically everything that happened last year. Obviously, there's some other minor stuff that happened last year too, but so yeah, let's also talk about some of the stuff that's going to be going on this year that I plan on getting done. So let's talk about them. I'm on kind of an Apple II kick right now. Actually, over here on my desk, I've got my Apple II Plus still torn apart. I am bound and determined I'm going to get that thing back to fully working this year. I definitely want to get one of the other IBM Trios restored, at least the 5150, since that's the one that won the previous poll, which hopefully the restoration of that goes pretty well. I'm kind of hoping it works. Like I said, I don't know the condition that it was in when I tore it apart, plus the 5160 having the mouse nest in it. I don't know if either one of those is going to work, but hopefully at least one of them is going to get restored and working at the end of this year. I want to get a whole bunch, some more game reviews and stuff done this year across various consoles, whether it's Genesis, N64, OG Xbox, PS3, because I have a PS3 now. And also on top of that, something I have actually been avoiding talking about for a while is I showed that I had a couple PS4 games, and I kind of was a little misleading when I said I didn't have a PS4. The reason why I wasn't trying to admit I had a PS4 was because I bought it a couple months ago as a early Christmas gift of sorts for both me and my wife, because there was a couple games, especially Horizon Zero Dawn, that she really fell in love with the trailers and the promos for, and she wanted to play it, but obviously it's not a cross-platform game. So I kind of had the PS4 hidden down here. A used one, not a new one. Hidden down here that I would take up once in a while and let it update and install games and install the updates and stuff. That way, be ready to go for Christmas. And she's been having a lot of fun with Horizon Zero Dawn since I put it up there. So that's actually another change. I have another modern-ish console of the PS4 variety. So probably gonna be doing game reviews on the PS4 too. So also, I obviously want to get more. Also want to get more stuff done with my 8-bits. Kind of been neglecting the 8-bits this year. The year before, I did the Commodore restoration, and then I built the power supply for the Commodore 64/VIC-20. That has worked really well, so now I know they both work. I am going to, at some point this year, going to get the replacement modern power supply for that, so I don't have to use that janky self-built contraption, which is fine, it works. I just would really prefer a more modern power supply. And also I want to get some methods to be able to play games on these things, like a SD to IEC, the SD card adapter for the Atari, which I don't remember what that's called right off the top of my head. And yeah, just a couple more restorations involving the 8-bits, because I've been kind of neglecting those this year, which is going to be changing for this year, so that's going to be pretty exciting. But yeah, with all that being said, last year was an amazing year. Like I said, I got some game reviews done I wanted to get done. I did a couple skits I wanted to do last year, which I thought were pretty fun. Cringy as they were also pretty fun. I got restorations done last year I wanted to get done. Did some updates I wanted to do last year. I got a merch thing going, and social media is like everything last year was all pieces put in place to help the channel keep growing into this year, next year, the year after. So yeah, I really don't know what else to say to you guys, except for thank you all very, very much for last year, helping the channel grow as much as it did. Between all the views, the likes, I think I've got some dislikes, which is absolutely fine, because that means that somebody didn't like something I did, and that maybe I can make improvements on. All the comments I got on all my videos, all the likes and stuff on across all my other social medias that people have checked out. Last year was an amazing year, and I really can't wait to see what this year's going to bring in terms of how far the channel is going to grow. Like I said, I really don't pay too much attention to analytics, but I do have notifications set so that when I do hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, I will be notified, and I'll have to make I'll have to make concessions then for when I do Q&A. So that's future thing. Whether that's this year if I hit 1,000, or if it's the next year I hit 1,000. Either way, I have a goal. I want to hit at least 1,000 at some point. It doesn't have to be this year, but the way the channel's growing, it might actually be this year. I don't know. Which means I'll have to start planning for the live stream. Oh, I'm not gonna be ready for that. But anyway, yes. With that being said, obligatory YouTuber thing. Go check out the merch store to check out some of the neat, simple merch that I have, ranging from coffee cups. I have hoodies, basic T-shirts, and I even have Christmas ornaments until I pull the Christmas themed merch. Check out the social medias and all the links down below for the threads, the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. Check those out. I don't have any videos posted on Twitch yet. Well, obviously, I haven't streamed yet. With that being said, I want to thank you all for an amazing 2023. I really can't wait to see what 2024 is going to bring in terms of what all videos are going to be out. Because even though I have planned videos I want to get done, I still don't know everything that's going to be going on this year. So thank you all very, very much for watching, making 2023 an amazing year. And here's to 2024 being an even bigger year. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.